At the circus, we once hired a clown who performed under the name Malingo. I think we all knew right from the start that there was something wrong with Malingo. And if you're considered odd amongst our ragged crew, then there's something seriously wrong. He stank, and it wasn't only from the booze, which seemed to be his only intake of nutrient whatsoever, but of something sickly sweet, like a carcass left in the summer sun, and he moved rather clumsily, and not clown funny clumsily, but rigid, both on and off the stage. From day one, he kept to himself, and that was fine because no one really cared to befriend him anyway. One night, he seemed more off than usual. He was mimicking the acrobats in one of his numbers, and the idea was that he would use a trampoline and do a couple of flicks in the air and then crash land. During the practice sessions, he'd always gotten up right after the crash, since that was part of the act, but this night, in front of the audience, he didn't get up. I was the first one to reach him, since I'm always there during the clown's act, and if the stench didn't tell me something were wrong, then the huge gaping hole in his stomach did. It was like he just burst open. Thankfully, I managed to get the clowns to play ambulance and carry him out before the audience realized it wasn't part of the show. And I managed to hide his wound with the help of a tablecloth we had on stage for an act. We have a doctor in our troupe, and after examining Malingo, he told us that the clown had been dead for weeks. That last trick had been too much for his decomposing body, and he'd simply burst. None of us understood how that could be, but he hid his condition, if that's what you want to call it, under a mist of booze and thick layers of makeup.